Everyone's been waiting for that moment when Bitcoin cools off and altcoins take off. Coinbase just told investors altcoin season is coming and it could start as soon as September. Today, I'll break down 3 major factors, plus a bonus. This isn't about chasing meme coins. It's about understanding market mechanics and money flow. When a giant like Coinbase signals a shift, it's worth paying attention. We'll unpack their thesis. Global liquidity, the business cycle, Bitcoin dominance. Let's dive in. First up, global liquidity. Think of crypto as a boat and liquidity as the tide. When the tide rises, all boats rise. Central banks have been tightening for years, draining liquidity and crushing risk assets like crypto. But now, the tide is turning. Europe, Bank of Canada, Swiss National Bank are cutting rates. More money is entering the system, and crypto, being high risk, benefits first when liquidity returns. History shows a strong link between global money supply and Bitcoin's price. The Coinbase report highlights that global liquidity bottomed out last year and is now climbing. This is the fuel for a new bull market. First Bitcoin, then altcoins. Bitcoin is the first stop for new capital, but once it consolidates, investors look for higher returns in altcoins. The rotation, fiat, Bitcoin, Ethereum, smaller alts. None of this happens without fresh liquidity. We're at the start of a new easing cycle. Rate cuts have just begun. Historically, the biggest crypto moves come 6 to 12 months after cuts start. The foundation is being laid right now. Follow the money. Next, the business cycle. Crypto doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's tied to the real economy. Altcoins perform best during early economic expansion, when optimism returns and money is still cheap. We're entering that phase now. Recovery is underway. Inflation is tamed. Central banks are ready to stimulate. This is the Goldilocks zone for risk assets. Past altcoin booms, 2017, 2021, happened during global economic expansion and easy money. Key indicators like the ISM Manufacturing Index are turning up, signaling recovery. Markets are hitting highs. Investors are ready to take on more risk. When confidence and liquidity align, altcoins explode. The business and liquidity cycles are syncing up. A powerful setup. Investors feel safe to move down the risk curve straight into altcoins. This is the inflection point. The feedback loop is starting. The stage is set for a massive move. Now the trigger, Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance measures Bitcoin's share of the total crypto market cap. When dominance is high, money is flowing into Bitcoin. When it drops, capital rotates into altcoins. So far this cycle, Bitcoin has led the charge, boosted by ETF inflows. But for altcoin season, Bitcoin's dominance needs to break down. We're seeing that now. BTC dominance is topping out and testing key support. A decisive drop below 53%, then 50% would confirm the rotation. Bitcoin runs, then consolidates, then dominance collapses. Historical 2020-2021 BTC-D, overlaid with ETH, ADA, Doge price charts. Ethereum explodes, Cardano explodes. Coinbase is watching this closely for September. The pattern is repeating. Bitcoin leads, then altcoins take over. Watch the BTC-D chart. It's the clearest signal. When dominance breaks down, the rotation is fast and dramatic. Don't get left behind. Bonus factor, regulation and ETFs. For years, regulatory uncertainty kept big money out of altcoins. Now, Congress is turning pro-crypto, and the SEC just approved spot Ethereum ETFs, a huge surprise. This legitimizes Ethereum and opens the door for institutional capital. Bitcoin ETFs brought billions. Ethereum ETFs could do the same for altcoins. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, Solana. This sets a precedent. Other altcoin ETFs could follow. Regulatory clarity and new products are arriving just as liquidity and confidence return. In past cycles, retail drove altcoin season. This time, institutions could supercharge it. It's a structural shift, not just a cycle. The headwinds are gone, the tailwinds are here. This could make the next altcoin season the biggest yet. The pieces are falling into place. Let's zoom in on Ethereum. The ETF approval signals deep institutional interest. BlackRock, Fidelity, and others are lining up. Ethereum is the gateway for institutions. It's a tech platform, a settlement layer, and offers staking yield. Institutions understand this narrative and see Ethereum as the blue-chip altcoin. The rotation usually goes from Bitcoin to Ethereum, then to smaller alts. On-chain data shows big wallets accumulating ETH and moving it to cold storage. This is the quiet accumulation phase before a major move. When ETFs launch, a new class of buyers enters: advisors, funds, and more. Ethereum's performance leads the altcoin market. Watch the ETH-BTC ratio. When it rises, altcoin season is underway. That trend has already started. So, when does it all come together? Coinbase points to September. Ethereum ETFs are approved but not yet trading. Launches are expected by August. The first inflows will be steady, building a base for Ethereum and weighing on Bitcoin dominance. By September, trading volumes pick up, and more institutions get involved. Macro data could give the Fed the green light for rate cuts. The convergence, ETF launches, market seasonality, and a dovish Fed. Combined, all pointing to one place, AltCN. The rotation from Bitcoin to Ethereum accelerates, triggering the altcoin cascade. Timing the exact day is impossible, but the window is opening. The next 3-4 months are prime for positioning. We're moving from if to when. The setup is almost complete. Get ready. Altcoin season is fast and brutal. You don't get years to prepare. The signals, liquidity, business cycle, dominance, regulation, and institutional flows all flashing green. If you want to capitalize, you need to act before the mania. This channel is here to give you the data that matters. The window of opportunity is opening now. The rotation is coming. Make sure you're on the right side of it. Are you ready?